Join us this week as we ride out the torrential rains caused by Hurricane Helene, and then attempt to navigate the flooded roadways afterwards. We also discuss the necessity of changing our fall plans due to damage from the hurricane. So we're supposed to be spending all of December in Tampa, and Tampa got hit really hard. I have a minor freak out when spiders try to take refuge from the floodwaters on me. We provide an update on our Onnais keyless door lock and take you through our next fix for the ongoing battle with our fridge. Finally, I take on one of RVing's dirty jobs for the first time, emptying the septic tank using a honey wagon.
A little tight, but not too bad. The worst part was this part right here where it kind of curves just a little bit, because this is only, I don't know, it can only be like maybe 8.5 feet wide, this driveway. So it was a little tight right there, but we got in and we're nice and safely tucked in back here. So I was a little worried about getting in here because it is so tight. You saw that he had to raise up that wire there. That was just a like a cable or an internet wire, so it wasn't like it was a power line or anything. But I was a little bit nervous about this on the drive today because I wasn't sure how this was going to work out. But we got in nice and easy. Well, it took me 3 times to get in, which we didn't show there because it just didn't work out. But I had to try to get in there off the street about 3 times. But whatever, it was cool.
So it's been a few months since we got this installed, and we figured we would give you an update. This is our Onnais RV keyless door lock. I think it was back in March or April when Jeremy did the install video. We'll go ahead and link that down below if you're interested in how easy this thing is to install. We've had a few questions come up, so we'll go ahead and answer those here too. This is a relatively new RV door lock. It hasn't been on the market that long, and we previously had the latchet version, which I went back and I looked, and they no longer sell them. Maybe that's for a reason. So right now it's kind of like the Onnais. The RV lock is a really popular one, but I really like the sturdy feel of this thing. I like the rubberized buttons that I don't feel are going to collapse over time. I like the covered deadbolt key, and I love the fact that the key fob, 1, is super sturdy, but 2, that deadbolt key just slides right in here, so you only have 1 piece to carry around. So one of the questions that we got on this was, are these all keyed individually, or could there be someone else out there with an Onnais door lock that has the same key? Onnais said, nope, they're all keyed individually. You're never gonna find somebody who has the same key as you. So that's added security and peace of mind. The only real negative that we can see, and I think it's more of a rig issue than a door lock issue, is this door lock is a little bit deeper than the factory installed one. Mainly this locking button. This actually locks the handle from moving in transit. And because of that, when the door is opened, this will hit the side of the rig. So what we've done is Jeremy came up with a super fancy solution. This is supposed to be temporary, but I don't know. We've had this on here for about 6 months and it might just stay. He found this super cheap bolt in his toolbox, and we just stick it there when we show up on drive day and we're getting all settled, and then now the door lock does not hit the side of the rig. We even left this fancy bolt attached here on drive day and it never moved. So I mean, this is pretty sturdy. Typically we take it off when we throw it in the dog bowl here and whatnot, but we haven't had any issues so far. We'll go ahead and put a link for the Onnais door lock down in the description, and we'll also put some discount codes in there. There is a 10% discount through Amazon or a 15% discount if you go straight through Onnais. So either way, you're getting a discount. And in case you missed the installation video that Jeremy did, we'll go ahead and put the link down below so you'll have that as well.
We haven't done much videoing this week because we've just been busy visiting and having a good time. I'm sorry if you can't hear me. It's raining cats and dogs. Obviously, look at this. So we're actually in the middle of a tornado warning. If we hear it, we'll go back inside. But this, you probably can't see in the video here, but this is probably 3 to 4 inches of water, the whole front yard. We have a shore power cable going up to the house with an extension completely underwater. So that's unplugged. The rig is on battery right now only. This is the most rain I've seen in my entire life, like as quickly as it has come down. This did not look like this 15 minutes ago. And the funny thing is, the forecast said 0.25 inches over the next 24 hours. We've still got probably a half hour of this rain left according to the forecast, which again may not be right. But folks, this is I don't know. It's kind of fun, but it's kind of not. Okay, hopefully this comes out, but there are just hundreds of spiders making their way across the water. I think they're just wolf spiders. There's got to be hundreds of them out there. So he went down there to check the street drain. We thought maybe it would be clogged up with, just leaves and grass and all that good stuff. But the water's actually coming up from the street drain into the street. Something else I was worried about during all that rain was, you can see down here, right? I got my shore power cable. That was completely underwater over here. And then down here, we've got the connection basically for my extension. And that was really close to being submerged in water. So we had to completely come off of shore power here, which, to be honest with you, we're just Moochdocking. It was just a 15 amp outlet inside of the garage. So we had to come off of that. Had to get up on the power stations, my EcoFlows. But that was a little bit concerning down there because the water was really starting to encroach on that connection between the shore power cable and the extension. But it's supposed to rain a little bit later, but I don't think it's going to be much. But that was all that stuff that just came up from Hurricane Helene. That's what it was, Hurricane Helene. That was all that rain from that. I think that's all past us. I think we're good. I don't know. We'll see. But that was a lot of water.
So as you guys know, we have had multiple issues with this fridge popping open on travel days. We thought we had it solved with our suction cup grab bar, but I think the majority of the problem seems to be that these shelves are popping out of the little catch in the back. So they pop up and then they slide forward. So several people have mentioned that if you cut like a piece of foam or something and jam it in there, it will keep the shelf from popping up, which will then keep it from moving forward. So we're gonna try that today. I'm gonna empty the fridge, give it a good cleaning while I do it, and then measure this and get it put in there, and we'll check it out on our next drive day. All right, so now I'm just gonna measure the gap so I can get the foam cut to the right size. All right, so it looks like we're just under the 1/2 inch point. So I'll go ahead and cut it at the 1/2 inch because it's going to squish down a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this in half. This looks like it's gonna work. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my shelf liner down first and then put this on top of it, and hopefully that'll provide even more stick. Now to get everything else back in. All right, so that's done. It was super easy. Luckily, we had these foam pieces, but if not, you can probably get foam just about anywhere. And we will see how it handles over the next several drive days, and we will keep you posted on whether or not that is the final fix. All right, so the deepest it came to me was right above my ankle.
Okay, we should be fine.
Like, you should be fine, but yeah, just try to stay close to your driver's side.
Okay, all right.
That's the shallowest.
Okay. So all of the leftover rain from Hurricane Helene is, I think, gone now. You can see in the background, we got beautiful skies now.
Yes.
We're at a really, really nice campground.
Yeah.
One of the nicest ones we've been in a while. But getting in here, that was pretty interesting, right?
That was fun.
So yeah, that road was just flooded out. I had Candice walk up ahead because I was towing the rig behind, and we just weren't sure of what that was.
How deep it was.
Yeah, how deep it was. Obviously, the rig wasn't going to be swept away or anything, but you know, just to be safe, Candice waded through all that water.
Praying that there wasn't a snake or an alligator.
But anyway, that's all done. We've had so much water the last couple of days. Obviously, not as much as down in Florida and so forth, but enough that when you're hauling a big rig around like this, it makes it a little nerve-wracking sometimes. Glad to be in an actual campsite.
Yes.
We had a blast at our friend's house there in Virginia, but it's nice to be in a campground again with actual 50 amp service. We can use anything we want.
Yes.
We can take
Yes.
showers for as long as we want.
Yep.
And listen, when we boondock, there's always a good reason to do it. We don't go through that pain for nothing. We weren't really boondocking either. It was moochdocking.
Yes.
So, but we didn't have any. We had access to water. We didn't have any septic, and we were limited to 15 amps. So we still had the power stations, the EcoFlows that we could kind of, if we needed more power for a bit, we could get on that. But anyway, it was a really good time there. Like I said, there's always a reason that we go through that suck when we moochdog or boondock. But we are now we're in North Carolina.
Yep.
Going to another buddy's house.
Yes.
From a different boat, from a
Yes.
different submarine, and we're gonna head over there tonight, have some burgers and. No, have some dogs, I think it is. Probably call it a relatively even early night tonight.
Yeah. We're tired.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to wrap it up. We'll give you a tour of the campground tomorrow.
Yeah. The North River Campground in just outside of Currituck. I can't think of the...
Shawboro, North Carolina.
There you go.
That's the first time I've known where we were, and she didn't.
Well, this place is it's in the middle of nowhere, but it is so peaceful out here. You're surrounded by these trees. All you hear at night, and even during the day, is the birds,
the wind,
the crickets, the wind. Yeah.
Now, the whole campground is basically just around this big square lake or pond or whatever you want to call it. It does have another side to it, but I think that's more long-term people. There are RV sites basically on the inside of the road that goes around this big loop. And then there are a few cabins on the outside of that. And then on top of that, they've got at least one apartment, maybe a couple apartments up near the clubhouse, plus a row of what looks to be hotel rooms.
They even have some tent camping out here in the woods. They've got a dishwashing station up there that I just noticed.
Not to mention, this is a catch and release pond, and they've got, looks like a couple of paddle boats, maybe a little pontoon boat, and even a couple of contraptions that are powered by what looks like a bicycle. So
hydro bikes.
Oh, hydro bikes, very fancy. So anyway, very kind of secluded campground out here, very quiet, surrounded by the trees and the cornfields. If you're ever in Shawboro, North Carolina, I would definitely stay here again, because again, super nice campground, and it was only
$55 a night, and probably would have been cheaper had we stayed an entire week.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for the tour of this campground, or our little review on it. Again, Shawboro, North Carolina. If you're here, check it out.
So Hurricane Helene came through last week and devastated quite a few areas of the country. Luckily, we were not in one of those areas. We were in southeast Virginia at our friend's house. And so the worst we got was, I think we got about 3 inches of rain in maybe a 2-hour period. There was literally standing water out in our friend's yard. His yard just pretty much melded with the street. Besides that, the only thing it really did was we weren't able to bring in any power from our solar system, but that's the worst that we got. We didn't have any wind damage. We didn't have any leaks in the rig. It did, however, throw a little bit of a wrench into our fall/beginning of our winter plans. I was waiting on a reservation for just outside of Savannah, and reservations there you can't do until 30 days out. Well, that 30 days was the day before the hurricane hit. So they weren't answering their phones. A lot of their phones weren't even working, and they did end up getting hit. I don't think the damage is really bad, but they, at this point, are not answering their phones still. They're not returning calls. So we went ahead and made the decision to just find other plans for those 2.5 weeks. And I think, though, that our new plans, while they're going to be a little bit more expensive, are going to be a lot more interesting. So we'll see. The other thing that we're waiting on is we're supposed to be spending all of December in Tampa, and Tampa got hit really hard. The campground that we're supposed to be in, they had at least a 3-foot surge level from the water in the RV park itself. So they've been doing really great at giving updates. Right now it's closed. I am guessing they're going to have the RV park open by the time we get there. I don't know if any of the infrastructure was damaged, like electric, their water, their septic, whatnot. So right now we're still planning on being there in December, but we could be making other plans here. We are at Wallace Meadows Farm. It is a harvest house here in Trenton, North Carolina. It is out in the country, really peaceful, really nice. It is a working farm. They raise Black Angus cows, chickens, they've got a donkey. The donkey is for protection. And he has a fish pond, which he doesn't sell the fish or anything, but I'm not sure actually what he does with them. He does say that there is at least one eagle that swoops down every now and then and grabs a fish for lunch. But this is our view out here. He's got 2 completely full hookup sites with septic, and then he's got 2 sites that just have water and electric, but the dump station is, I don't know, 50 feet away, right outside the really, really nice bathrooms. I mean, these are nice bathrooms. There's also a laundry room with 1 washer, 1 dryer. They're coin operated, so they're commercial. And then there is a walking trail back behind me. This is the Trent River. actually had some tent campers down there this weekend, which was kind of cool. It was mom and dad and their 3 boys, and so that was really cool seeing people still out here tent camping. There's still this one spot beside us that's available, and then I think he's got at least one other spot. I'm not sure if it's a boondocking or maybe there's electric there on the other side of the bathhouse, but easy in, easy out, lots of space to turn around in here. You hear nothing except the wind, the birds, the frogs, the crickets. This is our kind of place. I told Jeremy that even though the bathhouse is super clean and really nice, I just prefer to take a shower in my own bathroom. So I told him, I said, I'm going to take a shower in here and I will dump the tanks. So this will be my first time emptying the tank so that I can still take a shower tomorrow morning when we leave. First things first, gloves. All right, got the turd burglar. Alright, so first, I'm pretty sure it's closed.
I'm going to open up the one in the wet bay first.
In here? Okay.
Yep.
Let her rip?
Nope, don't do that.
No?
Okay. Now, the trick is to know when it's full.
So,
Easier said than done.
what do we have here? A 21 gallon? What does 21 gallons look like?
Yeah. I don't know, but at least it's clean water here. Well, it's cleanish.
Cleanish. This is just shower and bathroom sink. Body oil, soap scum, foot dirt, you know. Wow, that's odoriferous. I kind of think gray water smells worse than black tank.
And I'll be nice and I'll glove up so that I can carry the hose, but you're dragging the turd burglar.
You know what 21 gallons of water weighs?
21 times 8.
It's a lot, like 160 pounds. Is it wine 30 yet?
I've already got a beer in the fridge that I poured.
And finally, take the gloves off after.
Okay, so in the future, are you going to think twice about using your own shower when there's a perfectly acceptable bathhouse?
It depends on the situation. So here, I would have had to walk through the grass every morning, and then
Oh my gosh.
I know, my feet get filthy, and then I have to rinse my feet off. So it depends. That wasn't that difficult. Obviously the hardest part was dragging it across. If I could have hooked it up to the truck, like Jeremy did last time.
Yeah, but we were significantly farther away.
We were, but we still could have hooked it up to the truck and driven it over there.
But then you wouldn't get the full experience.
I know.
All right, now that the dirty deed is out of the way, we're going to show you guys what we got from this farm that we're on right now. The guy raises his own cows, and we bought some pretty delicious looking stuff here. All right, what'd you get us?
All right, so I got us 2 dozen farm fresh eggs. These should be amazing, especially if you eat them. Like, these are not going to be for baking.
No.
These are going to be for fried eggs, scrambled, whatever. These they're about quarter pound a piece. So these 4 were $7.50. These were $7.50. So it's a little over a pound. I did the math and it's 1.14 pounds for $7.50. And this stuff is like, I mean, these cows are out there eating grass, living their
Yeah, this stuff's straight from the farm, guys.
Yes.
There's no crazy stuff added to any of this.
No. And then look at these all beef hot dogs. These things are ginormous. Each of these packages is about 1.5 pounds. And this is what's for dinner tonight.
So having said that, I'm going to go start up the smoker. We're not really going to smoke them tonight. We're just going to bring it up to temp and cook them, but it'll still get some of that smoky flavor. So these ought to be delicious. Oh, yes. I bought this stuff. I've never seen this stuff before. Hot dog relish. It looks like it's got the relish in there with the mustard, and I don't know if there's ketchup in there or not, but we're going to try this stuff out. And we're going to have a all natural beef hot dog feast tonight. You ready for this beefy goodness?
Why, yes I am.
Those are some big hot dogs.
Those look like amazing hot dogs.
And there aren't very many things that go better with hot dogs than tater tots. What do you think?
Those are good.
Now, we're not normally like gourmet hot dog people, but
Yes, we are.
I'm not a gourmet. I mean, I like good hot dogs, but I also like Oscar Mayer.
Oh, I was stubborn and Oscar Mayer.
That's fine with me. You can eat it straight out of the package.
Yeah.
But these are freaking delicious. And I'm really digging the new relish too. So, win-win, guys.
There you go.